vehicle actually greets you. And when you feel that, you'll really know what a Jaguar's about. Is it cool? What do you think? This car looks even better in person.
Introducing the Jaguar XF, only at Harron Jaguar in downtown Fresno.
Hi, I'm Megan Riley for Business Street Online, and I'm here with Ryan Jacobson. He's the Executive Director of the Fresno County Farm Bureau. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I wanted to start with the beginning. Agriculture was a family business, right?
Absolutely. Grew up in a farm family. From a young age, was very involved in my family's operation. Dad took me out to the ranch quite often. And then early on in life, got started with 4-H and did a sugar beet project, and then eventually moved on to do beef animals, and something I very much loved to do and enjoyed that whole time when I was doing it.
Wasn't that time consuming? Didn't you say you were in basketball too? I'm sure you said you have a legacy there, right?
Very time consuming in the sense that, you got an animal depending on you to feed it every morning and every night, and you had to spend your time with it to make sure it was ready for when the fair came around, because there was a lot of activities that went on there. But yes, I was very involved in basketball in high school, played for the Washington Union basketball team, was on the state championship team in 1996, and had some incredible experiences that I still love to this day.
And then on to Fresno State, right?
Yep, I started in the fall of 1998. Fresno State was a animal science pre-vet major. Went there with all intentions of becoming a large animal veterinarian, but kind of changed course later on in life.
Was it because of growing up with an agricultural background and around that kind of atmosphere, or was it Fresno State? Or
I grew up in production agriculture, never had any other thoughts of going anywhere else. Loved Fresno State, loved the opportunity to, literally walk across the street and you're in the middle of the school farm. Being able to go out there during an actual class session and work with the animals was just an awesome opportunity. But my senior year, knew I wanted to look at some different possibilities for me to take in my life, and that's at that time when I decided that I was going to pursue my MBA, just because it offered some advances for me in my future that I thought might be very well suited to what I wanted to do.
And is that what led to the Fresno County Farm Bureau, or do you have family that is involved with the Fresno County?
Family has a huge, long history with Fresno County Farm. My grandfather was a president in the mid-1980s. My mother was president in the early 2000s. Just grew up around the organization. I have a true love for agriculture, and kind of my second love, I guess you could say, is politics. And Fresno County Farm Bureau was a perfect blend of those two things, and we're very actively involved in all those. And that offered me opportunity when I started there to, I started out at the bottom. I was the membership coordinator and office individual, but I worked hard, got to really know the issues, got to know the people. Within a short time, I became the governmental affairs individual, and in 2006, I was so fortunate enough at the age of 26 to be chosen the executive director.
Wow, so you worked your way up quickly then.
Worked my way quickly, a lot quicker than I ever thought would be possible, and I thank my board for giving me that opportunity to advance. And I think what they saw in me was not necessarily what I had to offer at that time, but they saw what I probably had to offer, now and in the future. I think I've grown a lot as a person, and continue to grow and continue to learn the issues. It's one of those things that no matter how long you're involved in this industry, you never quite get your arms around everything, but you become a little bit more educated every day.
Well, what advice would you have to young people or to people in college that have, say, a year left, or they've changed their major and they're wondering what's going to get them to the next step? What advice would you have?
My biggest advice is, number one, pursue something that you love. Don't worry about what the money your job's going to pay. Don't worry about what other commitments or what the expectations of other people are. Find something that you truly like to do.
I've been speaking with Ryan Jacobson. He's the Business Street Business Person of the Week. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And be sure to tune in next week for the Business Leader of the Week. This is Megan Riley for Business Street Online.